the blur is at. It's the anthem right here. Yeah. Work it, shake it. Yeah. I'm back with the squad again, about to go off again. Let me kick it off like Mexico. West Side Road, hell I don't know. But all I know is I need every girl to hit the floor with you. Shake it till they back hurt and just sweat it out, just sweat it out, just sweat it out, just sweat it out. Hey, yo, what's up, world? What's up? Welcome to another episode of the BlerdSpot Podcast. I'm your host, Juliet Crucible, and the homie, again, Kid Phantom.
Mr. Phantom.
He's Phantom, like he's Phantoming right now. So
his computer's updating. You know, he got that 1922.
Hold about getting damn PCs.
Listen, I'm on the MacBook gang over in these streets.
I'm saying, we getting money over here. We getting money over here with the MacBook.
Period.
So how you doing?
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? About to go get this pho.
What the pho? What kind of pho you getting?
The number 5 with the fatty brisket, rare filet, beef broth.
I'm gonna have to read
with some spring rolls.
I feel you.
I'm gonna have to take you to my spot. Don't tell nobody about it. I'm gatekeeping. I'm gonna have to take you to my spot though.
I feel you because I got some leftover shrimp and grits from the shindig I went to yesterday.
Go on and say it. Savory what?
Savory grits, ho?
Exactly.
Although
I do like sugar in my grits too, but I do like savory. I like both. See, I am a well-rounded individual. I don't pick a side.
Hey man, you got to.
I like sugar in my grits on certain times, and sometimes I like my grits savory.
Let's see. I had the shrimp, and the grits was cool, but the shrimp was a payday. Like, this guy, y'all grill. These are real nice at Papa Dough. Shout out to Papa Dough.
Oh, that's where y'all was. Okay, I was like, they look real Papa Dough's. It's right there.
It was real Papa Dough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, introduce her, I guess.
Today's guest, I've been wanting to get her on this show for a very long time. Scared to be working. Our schedules be scheduling, and we finally got on the show. And she's a cosplayer. She has her own con. She just out here all around, just killing the game. You feel me? Like you see it, she hold it down. Give it up for Miss CCTheGeek.
Thank y'all.
One day we're gonna invest in soundboard, but not today.
No, I love this so much more. I really do.
The soundboard still might just be me going pew 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 pew.
That would be dope if you guys just record yourself doing that, and then that just be the sound effect. I'm here for it. Thank you so much though for having me on the show.
Hey, no problem. Before we get started, tell everybody about yourself and what you got going on.
Oh man, so my name is Chana Lawson. I use she, her pronouns. Some people call me CCTheGeek. As you said, I'm a cosplayer. I'm also the founder and president of the HBCU convention, better known as HBCUCon. In my full-time job, I also do HBCU advocacy work, so that's pretty lit. Especially when I get to interact with the students and the people on the ground rather who work at the schools. It's really cool. And yeah, I think that about sums it up. I mean, I like to travel, late night walks on the beach, all that jazz. I love anime, video games, and I dip and dabble into a little bit of all the fandoms, but mostly video games, comics, and anime.
Okay, so what video games are out here playing?
Oh my gosh. So I'm usually all about the combat fighting games. So like Street Fighter, Tekken.
Okay.
I do a little bit of Soul Cal. Growing up, I literally got the Dreamcast console because of Sonic Adventure. Like the game, the graphics of that game just was so far ahead of its time. I loved it so much. I think the first console I remember having was probably a Sega Saturn. And then the first console I remember playing, like outside of, arcade cabinets and stuff, was a Super Nintendo. Mm-hmm.
Dang, just made me feel old because my first console was a Nintendo.
Mine too.
Period.
A Nintendo NES and the original Sega was what I got after it.
Oh, period. Yeah, we were more of a Sega family for sure for a long time. So I remember the original
Oh yeah, I
Sega.
prefer Sega after I got it.
Hmm.
For sure.
Yeah, I pretty much was all about Sega up until PlayStation. Took it
Mm-hmm.
out.
Exactly.
So I
Hmm.
want to get to let's get to the real. I want to get to the real quick. HBCU HBCU con. How did you get that started, and what made you want to say, you know what? Give me the keys to the Jeep. I'm taking over.
I mean, honestly, as I navigated the community, and because I started the cosplaying, I would say pretty late in the game, or later than a lot of cosplayers have. I know people who've been cosplaying since they were like 6, or since they were teenagers. I started when I was like 27 or 28.
Okay.
So by that time, yes, by that time I had graduated college, gone to grad school. You know what I'm saying? I had experienced a lot of stuff, and it was really just me taking on something new. So when I was navigating the community, particularly the blurred space, I began to like see almost like a cultural disconnect between Black culture and particularly Black institutions and the nerd community. Because at that time, oh yay, he's here. Um, but yeah, at that time, you know, they weren't so intermingled. We were still more so scattered. You had cons, like you got Black Comic Fest, and you had Blurred City, but that was pretty much it back then. You know what I'm saying? This is
Right.
like 2017 ish. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
outside of that, when I started to think of the last time I felt like I could be my full self, like just unapologetically Black, unapologetically nerd, all the things, right? Um, and like before cosplaying, I would say, I thought about my college experience and my group of friends that I had there, who we were all nerds, and we had like a suite, and where I stayed in Alex Haley Hall. That's where I lived for my first 2 years. And in the Suite 200 was where my friends lived. And we would play video games and watch anime and talk about pretty much anything and everything. And nothing was off the table. And whatever happened in that room stayed in that room. It was very sacred. Now that I'm looking back on it, it was a very sacred space that carried me throughout my college years and even after that. So I just wanted to like take that experience and combine it with the overall experience that I had in undergrad, particular at Bowie, but also, I went to Howard as well. But I wanted to take that experience and give it back to the world, so to speak, because I feel like if everybody had a little bit of that, then, and particularly if we did, because so much of the world kind of tries to negate who you are and minimize who we are as Black people, right? Um, and I just wanted to create a space where we felt like we could flourish and be ourselves. So that's where HBCUCon came in.
That's really
So
dope.
thank
That's
you.
really dope. And what year are y'all on?
So we did our first live event in 2022. So we're on our second year. And
Okay.
we did our actually, I mean, if you want to count our virtual event, we would be on our third, because we did a virtual event in 2021, in light of the pandemic and everything. And we've done a series of like events throughout the course of our lifetime. I would say the course of the organization's lifetime.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, creating a convention from scratch, this is your brainchild, your baby. What has been some of the most difficult things you've encountered with organizing such an event?
Wow, that's a really good question. And I don't know if I mean, if I've been asked that question. I haven't been asked in a long time. But I would say definitely just one. I mean, I wouldn't say it's difficult getting people on board per se, because a lot of people believe in what I'm doing, and when I tell folks about it, like they easily kind of catch on and want to support it. But it's easy to like kind of say that and then putting the feet to the pavement, so to speak. And
Hmm.
it's no tea, no shade to anyone, but it's a lot of work, and you got to be real adamant and, dare I say, consistent with how you approach it. And also, there is no real like rule book to how this stuff. I mean, there's certain things that I could tell you about, like event planning and things like that. But as far as like running a fan convention or starting a fan convention is concerned, there's really no rule book or playbook to how to build one, right? So that's also a difficult thing. And then honestly, the other part is, raising money, like having the money or the assets and the resources is also a really big thing. I've been fortunate that a lot of my relationships have carried me through, and folks have just really come out, and like MagFest has provided consoles for us, and Plus Ultra Entertainment, we do a lot of work with them. Black Fade, we've collaborated with them. So a lot of it is that you like really just, like you said, building it from the ground up, and not being afraid to start small too is a big component.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what sets HBCU apart from everything else? What makes yours unique? Like when you look at all these other cons going on, okay, you can tell the difference. Like what sets yours apart? Like, all right, this is different. This don't feel like no drink. I don't feel like no Momo. Don't feel like this is totally different. When I walk through the door, I know this is HBCU con.
Got you. So I think like we all can attest and identify as nerds or blurs that in of itself is a lifestyle, right?
Yep.
Like it's a
That is.
subculture, even within like nerd culture, right? Like, because of course, like we're black, that's what we do. We put our own flavor, like we put our own flavor on everything, right? And put our own little flair to it. But I think what makes and then also in that same notion, the HBCU community is also very unique and has its own culture, and has its own lifestyle. So I think that's what makes HBCU Connors unique, is that it combines those two things, and it really is like, HBCUs are trending now. Like really, we haven't seen them trend really quite like this since I would say the
The
90s.
90s for sure. For sure.
Mhm.
I should have worn
Yeah.
my SU shirt. I didn't think about it.
Oh, period. Come on. You went to Southern?
I didn't go to college, but if I would have went, that's where I
Oh,
wanted to go.
period.
I was really a really big Jaguar fan. So
Put your Southern shirt on, girl. But yeah, like that's my whole thing is for me, it's always been a lifestyle. Even before I went to college, my parents went to HBCUs. My mom went to UDC. My dad went to Bowie as well. My stepmom went to Grambling in Virginia State. My sister went to Bowie. My aunt went to Bowie and was Miss Bowie State and was a GG. She was a cheerleader. So it
okay.
really is like a way of life, but they're also nerds. Like my parents named me after Star Trek. They named me after my mom. Named in particular named me after Shauna Treskelion from the original Star Trek series. My
Dope.
dad was Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? So I always lived a life where those two things were never mutually exclusive. They were always
Together.
intertwined, if not one and the same. So that's to me what I feel like makes HBCU Con different, is like this stuff is more than a trend, and it's more than a fad. It's a way of life, and it's like inclusive. You don't have to be HBCU alum to have gone. Like it's just like our homecoming experiences. Like yeah, at its core, it's an experience designed to like unite and cultivate kinship among the alumni and the students on that campus, right? But then also it's a community event, and like they have parades and stuff like that to like really get the community involved. So that to me is what HBCU Con is. It really is like a geek homecoming experience.
I love that. I love that. Kid, welcome in, my friend.
Yes, welcome.
Hello. I'm sorry.
What's up, kid?
Decided to say it needs to switch from iPhone 14 to iPhone 15 and do the exact same thing.
No worries. I love the shirt too. I got it.
Oh yeah, my Black History
Everybody's
shirt.
shirts.
Staying
I
with
wear
black.
it year round.
Okay.
Yeah, this my yep. I got and I
I
got it
almost
for
wore
free.
my black by popular demand shirt, but I didn't.
Yeah,
I've
mine
been
is
looking for one of them hoodies. I need that hoodie.
look, it goes Black
Oh, the
History,
brand.
and then
I
instead of
like that.
it just says 24/7,
Mhm.
365.
Period.
Period.
I like that Tokyo Ghoul though. That's
Thank you.
hot.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Real spit though.
My Ken Kaneki. You got a question for our guest, kid?
Look here, I just flew in. I have no questions because I'm still getting to know who CC the Geek is. I've been scouring your page. You were brought to me by my boy June, and so I'm just now getting to know who you are. So I apologize. I don't have any questions because I don't know anything.
No worries. We can
I've
just
been
talk.
following
Also
CC.
been everywhere and not really been on social media the last couple weeks.
I definitely can understand that. Trust and believe.
Yeah, we got to get ready. Our students are testing in 2 weeks.
What do you teach?
I'm a special education teacher.
Oh, period. Come on,
So
man.
I have that. I have dyslexia. I have behavior kids, and then I have gen ed students who are taking the test for the first time this year because of their grade level.
Nice. That's what's up, y'all.
And
Shout
then
out
I
to
just
folks in
started school
education.
again.
And molding the community, molding the youth.
Yep. I got a lot of friends.
Great.
My stepmom and sister and I have a lot. I can't talk today. My best friend and a lot of my line sisters are also in education as well. So shout out to y'all, man.
Oh, what sorority are you with?
Delta Sigma Theta.
One of my mentor teachers is a Delta.
Yeah, appreciate it. Oh, period. Come
Yeah,
on.
my cousin is
And
though.
she a doctor.
Come
Let
on,
it be known.
cousin.
She a doctor.
Wait, hold on.
A
Speaking of
doctor.
Shout out to Dr.
and my
Hughes.
cousin
She's one of my favorite people I've ever
cousin.
worked with.
That's what's up. Shout out to her. And shout out to Sora Cousins. I got a Sora cousin too.
For sure.
But like Kid was saying, I've been following CC for a while. I'm like, when I was like, oh, because I saw HBCU coming, cool, that looks dope. Then I'm like, oh, that's hers? She did that? I'm like,
Oh, thank y'all.
I gotta talk to her and I gotta get on here somehow. If I gotta send an owl to the crib, like, yo,
Not an owl.
hey, shout
They are cute.
Oh, how you gonna
Yeah,
send an owl? You don't even watch Harry Potter, my boy.
nigga, hey, don't throw that at me. I like owls. I like animals.
Don't matter.
I'm just saying.
They getting you.
I'm just saying he has a point there.
They getting you. I'm not really I'll be truthful though. I'm not like a super fan, but I do appreciate it. You know
But
what I'm
you've
saying?
seen it. He ain't
my
seen
bestie
it.
I've
is
seen the first
I've
two
seen
movies.
it.
I read the book. Leave me alone.
Now that I haven't done, I can't say I've read the books.
He's over here responding like a real Ravenclaw.
I'm not.
I thought he was Hufflepuff.
That's what you tested as, so that's what you are.
No, he tested as Hufflepuff.
I'm a black man in America.
I read
I'm a black man held down by the system. We were not.
Are y'all like this every episode? This is
I don't
Yes.
like Harry Potter.
Yes, because I'm the youngest. I
Okay,
give you
Mr.
a low
Ravenclaw.
I'm
The
a black
oppression.
man, sister. I'm a black man.
The oppression.
You could have been Slytherin, but you don't know how to snake, my boy.
Slytherin gang.
You know,
I feel like I'm more of a Hufflepuff
Hey, look,
myself.
we can slide in
And
DMs,
you know
but you can't
what?
slide out.
That's what she said. Anyway,
yes, you did.
I'm sorry. I'm childish.
Back to the topic.
You also
I know,
Slytherin.
right? We get so
Never
off.
lose it.
So with the HBCU con, you have one coming up, right?
Oh yes, we are gonna have a gaming event that initially I wanted to have in the spring, but we're gonna do it in the fall.
Okay.
The date is September 14th. I'm just waiting on final confirmation from the venue. And then same with our event next year is going to be April 25th. I'm trying to remember I got the right dates for that weekend. The 25th to the 27th is the last weekend in April.
I think your flyer says the 26th to the 28th.
That was because that was initially for this year was our date. But yeah, we're doing a gaming festival September 14th at Bowie State. And then the con will be the April 25th through 27th in 2025. Yes, ma'am.
I can't even go to that one. My daughter's birthday, April 26th.
Oh, that's what's up.
You act like you can't celebrate your daughter's birthday in other areas.
Excuse me. She is 2. She's about to be 3.
It's never too early to experience the HBCU bars.
She know what
now, I'll tell you one thing. If you come and you bring your daughter, I will make sure to roll out the red carpet for her and her birthday. That much is for sure. But I understand if
That
you
little
can't
girl
make
be
it
so
because
happy, but we don't even go nowhere.
I feel that. Yeah, no, I
That's it.
totally.
You don't go nowhere because I know how it's hard to travel with 12 kids.
Look, I
Damn.
don't have 12. My name ain't Nick Cannon. Okay,
Wow.
I got Tree and 3
Well, I
dogs.
mean, it's nothing wrong with having 12 kids. What makes Nick Cannon so bad is that he got them spread all over the world. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And
I
they
mean, yeah,
can't
having
stand
12
each
was
You're not
other
the
good.
or
only
their
one.
dad.
You're at least married, kid. It's okay. You and your wife got 12 kids.
Yeah, you're like an
Damn.
active father. That's the difference.
Yes.
Black
Yes.
father.
Black fathers matter.
We
Period.
do.
They do. I
Please
was
don't
raised by
think so, but
one.
we do.
Shout out to him.
Period. Period.
But to get back on subject, because we can go all day getting off subject.
Just,
We gotta fix
We
it.
need something to
so
start
here
it.
it is.
When it comes to creating a convention, you got any tips and for anyone that's thinking about, maybe wanting to create their own space?
Oh man. You gotta have a lot of grit. There's this community has a underbelly to it that can be very nasty and very cutthroat and very ugly, dare I say. So just to like lead with that. But if you're really like a fan of the culture and if you really can value and cultivate community and be selective and be strategic, it's okay to like have boundaries and all of that. And I think it not only that is it okay, but it's essential. And if you are willing to like put in the work and put in the time and understand that your journey is your journey, you know what I'm saying? You might not have the same resources or the same access as somebody else, but as long as you like are able to stick to it and learn from your mistakes, surround yourself with people who want to see you do better and who are willing to help you do better, then I feel like you'll be in good shape, and then also I think you asked a very important question earlier, Junie. You asked what sets HBCU Con apart. And I feel like in a world where, cons are like, seems like every day now, except for Christmas and New Year's Day, you know what I'm saying? You really have to go out of your way to distinguish your convention from everybody else's because everybody's got a budget. You know what I'm saying? They got a certain amount of cons per year that they can go to. And they got to prioritize at the end of the day. Like, which ones am I going to go to? And you got to make the case for why people should spend their hard-earned money and use their PTO or whatever the case may be to come to your event. So that's what my ultimate advice would be. And just, also just half people always tell me that I'm like really good at PR and marketing. And I feel like half of that is just really being a good person and being a person of your word. So just be mindful, and not even because it's a good business model, but just because it's the right thing to do. Just do right by people and to always make sure that you look out for those who looked out for you. You know what I'm saying? When you were scratching and surviving and all of that jazz. So that's pretty much it.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, as a person, I believe we all watched BET growing up and saw the HBCU.
Oh yeah.
And like, I'm thinking people should be pulling up to HBCU Con like when the pops like, yo, hey, this is the one right here. Like, okay, all these other cons are cool, but this is like, hey, we gotta go with this one. Like this.
Especially when like I seen a video where she described it as, taking the HBCU experience and the con experience and meshing them together, everything from, yard shows and stuff like that. It's like if you missed homecoming or somewhere, this is a perfect opportunity to kind of get that vibe, but also be in cosplay. It's like the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think it's a really, really dope concept. So, shout out
Thank
to you
you
for coming up with it.
I appreciate that. And not only that, but to me, like what makes, not just HBCU con, but really a lot of these like blurred spaces so essential is the fact that like they're really good networking spaces. Like if you're into gaming, if you're a creator, you get to mix and mingle with a lot of good people. And I think HBCU con is just a way to take it to a whole nother level because you're explicitly exposing folks to like Black institutions where you automatically have some of the best and brightest folks in the world, where conversely you have these brilliant and bright creatives who can be like, look, you got all these resources, you know what I'm saying? Like those types of conversations are why Bowie State has an esports arena now. You know what I'm saying? Because you have blurs who are on campus saying like, hey, we need this type of program at our school because there's a lot of money in this. And that's like what people are into. Like there's an industry where we're consuming, but we're not getting a return on our investment. So that ultimately, that is like really the hidden agenda, if you will. So, but of course, outside of that, I just want folks to get together and have a good time. Like I really do.
So I guess my next question would be, then we can switch gears.
Mm-hmm.
How big do you want HBCU kind of get? Like, do you want to get big as like a DreamCon or South by Southwest or all these cons? Do you want to get that big, or you just want to keep it like
A cookie.
you can contain it?
Well, I mean, I feel like I could contain it regardless.
Okay.
It's just
Be
a
reasonable.
matter of
She said she got this.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. My biggest thing is like always prioritizing quality over quantity. I can very much see it becoming like a dream con or even bigger. I've kind of come to appreciate my ability to manifest things, if you would dare I say that word, to manifest things, if you will.
Absolutely.
And not only manifest things, but to supersede my wildest dreams in ways I could have never imagined. Prime example. Since I'm not getting paid for this, I could tell this story. But so when I was first working in nonprofit, I used to work for a small nonprofit called the Religious Coalition for Reproductive Choice. We had like maybe 10 employees at the most, you know what I'm saying? And one of our higher ups, her wife worked at the Human Rights Campaign. And so we would oftentimes have our board meetings and like other really important high profile meetings there because our office was very small and couldn't accommodate, but so many people. So we would go there, and every now and then I would run into an old friend of mine who I went to Bowie with named Leslie. And Leslie was the director of the HBCU program, and I would just always bump into him and stuff. And I would like always kind of check out him out and the work that he's doing, and he was doing like amazing things. And I'm like, man, it'd be so cool to like do something like that, right?
Right.
This is way before HBCU con. This is like probably right before I started cosplaying. Fast forward, and literally I got the job working as an associate director of the HBCU program at the Human Rights Campaign off of a Facebook post, that he posted on his timeline. And then not only that, but a lot of the skills and the network and the resources that I put to work in my full-time job every day, I got from doing the work I was doing with HBCU con. And vice versa. You know what I mean? So all that building. And then the same year that I started working at HRC was when we had our first convention. So it was really cool to see all that like hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, if you will, culminate in such a beautiful way. And that's what makes me like look forward to the future and know that the HBCU con is going to be something amazing. And my biggest charge is just to make sure that we're always true to our values and true to who we are.
Okay. And last question about HBCU con, like you said before we shift gears.
Mm-hmm.
You're currently at, you said Bowie State, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to keep it there, or what's like your dream
I know
campus?
where she's
You
going.
want
I
it
know where she's going with this.
to,
I know where she's going.
where do you eventually want it to go because it's gotten so big? Like, which campus is your dream campus to host it?
So there's a two-part answer to that question because I don't really have a dream campus per se. And however, so I'll just keep it a buck with y'all, and I'll tell you what my ultimate dream is. The ultimate
Talk
dream
to us.
is that the ultimate dream is one, having a annual large scale convention that is at a hotel or convention center, that type of setting, just like any other con, but you're literally bringing the HBCU experience to the con, like the marching band, the step shows, yard fest, everything, right? And then on the flip side, we would do a tour where we have an event every year outside of the con and do it on a different HBCU campus where we basically turn it out and make it like, geeked out. So that would be the ultimate goal. I mean, I would love to do something at Howard, of course. I would love to do something at A&T. I got a lot of family who went to A&T. I would love to do something at Southern. Shoot, I'll do something at Southern Texas or Louisiana.
One good time for us, too. We be out here.
Shoot,
I got
TSU is
family who went
literally
to
30
Virginia
minutes from me.
State. Yep, Virginia State. I got a friend who went to FAM. I love FAMU. Shoot, Bethune-Cookman. Anywhere, Prairie View. It's whatever. I'm telling you.
I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
We got a smaller HBCU in Dallas, so you can still slide through.
Yeah, no, I really want to take it. I really want to take this movement to the smaller. Like I want those schools to get invested because those are the type of things that bring up your retention and make those schools grow and make them more sustainable, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to correct me if I'm wrong. So essentially, you want to do like the Black College Tour, like they used to be on BET. But
shout it! You know how dope that would be.
That would be dope, but with the cosplay con, man.
So it's like Essence
You're
Fest.
on to something there.
No, wait.
You have like the Essence Fest, the Black Nerd Essence Fest here, right? Homecoming thing, and then you have the tour, right? The Black College Tour, but it's geeked out.
You better take all this money he give you. He put money on the table. Take the money. Take all the money you put on the table.
Yeah. If I had like unlimited resources, that's what I would do. Because I love that's.
No, you said you're gonna manifest. So we ain't talking about if you had.
Manifest
when you have it, and pitch it to BET. Look at that.
Period.
Man, BET ain't been up positive since 2006.
Don't do that.
They got
you know
roots
how
here in
between
DC.
black
Their
people.
headquarters.
That's Monique.
Their headquarters is here though. I mean, they got bought out by Viacom, but still, their headquarters is here, and Bob Johnson and all them, I guess. But yeah, I would love to do work with them. I would love to do work with Black Girls Code.
Let me scratch BET. I forgot. Blerd Station. Boom.
Period.
Right.
I'm with whoever, to be honest. Like whoever. I'm all about. I mean, of course, I'm an activist at heart, so it's like I'm all about coalition building. You know what I'm saying?
For
sure.
So
I'm down with whoever wants to collaborate and just do good work. You know what I'm saying? And help enhance the community and make the community a better place for real.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my next question would be, who is CCTheGeek outside of the cosplay and the HBCU cons? And who are you outside all that? What's your idea of a good time? It's just a kickback Friday night or whatever day of the week. You just time off. What you doing?
I mean, I guess it depends on how I feel. Sometimes a good time is chilling and getting DoorDash. Sometimes a good time and watching, anime or whatever. Sometimes a good time is flying to an island somewhere, just getting away from
everything. Flight's not feelings, you feel me?
Yeah, and everything in between. You know what I mean? Like I love to go out. I love cultural events and festivals. I think that's kind of what got me into cosplay ultimately, is like you said, I love a good. We used to have the Black family reunion here. And that was like a thing that Dorothy Height had started. Shout out to my soror. And that was like a really cool thing. We used to also have the what is it? Caribbean Carnival on Georgia Avenue, which is like a main street in DC, and they would be literally be like a parade, almost like it would be in in the West Indies or something, or what is it? The Bronx, they have the Puerto Rican Day Parade and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I love doing stuff like that. My dad growing up would take me to like the Smithsonian and go to all the museums, go to the zoo. So I love doing stuff like that. We would make a whole day of it, go to the museum. Back then they didn't have the best food selection, so we would and it was it was overpriced also. So we would go to like the hot dog carts behind the museum on Constitution Avenue, and he will always get a half smoke, and I would get, that's a big thing in DC, you get your half smoke, and I would get a chili dog. But now the African American Museum, the food in there is lit, y'all. It's lit. Please, if you ever get a chance to go, make sure you eat. And at the Museum of the American Indian too, the food in there is good as well. Okay. But yeah, and wine festivals. I used to do the wine festivals all the time.
You know what? That's when you know you older in life. A good wine tasting.
Yes.
Be that much drunk.
Yep. The festivals be lit.
Underestimate the wine drunk. Okay, you be in there.
Yeah. Toasty. Oh my God.
You be in there toasted.
Yep.
But the wine drunk is like me. They'll sit there and just start roasting everybody. Like,
we don't need you roasting people. Fighting broke out. It's like me, like your kid, chill. Nah. Let me get this. Nah.
Toasty kid is gonna be the reason why we wouldn't get invited places. Okay.
Now look, all I'm saying is give me one little glass. Let me swivel it.
You gotta, aerate it. Yes.
Sip it. And then once I get to a good position and where I'm sitting at, my legs crossed like an old man, I'm gonna sit there.
We know you a country bumpkin, June, and you just drink your beer.
Wow.
I ain't nobody put me on no good one. What's a good wine to drink? What's a good wine? What's
depends on your taste.
Yeah, it really does.
Because
I honestly drink white wine more than red.
See, I'm a red wine drinker.
Okay.
Semi-sweet. So sweet.
Okay.
Dry, I can't get with dry.
I can't get with dry anything.
I like a semi-sweet.
Yeah, like I can't stand Chardonnay. You know what I'm saying? Like it's way too dry. Even though it's white, I can't. I mean,
look, I can't stand to drink with people named Chardonnay.
Yeah. Now, even though it's not like it's technically
that's
a
really close
wine.
to my best friend's name. Don't do that.
See, what is your best friend's name?
Charnay.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
so not the same. Your best friend is straight.
It's a variation of Chardonnay.
I don't care. It's not Chardonnay. I know Chardonnay.
Most of these drinks are just named after cities anyway. They're just named after whatever city they were invented in, and you gotta, in order to patent it as such, it gotta be made there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I like
a champagne.
Cabernet. I like a good Cabernet.
I mean, with seafood, I could do a good Pinot Grigio, even though it's a dessert wine. Bartonura makes a really good Moscato. It's Italian. I feel like Italians make good wine. Chileans make good red wine.
Because Italians allow kids at 12 to drink wine. They literally, it's like spraying them.
It'll be on the table, yo.
No, that's a true story. I learned that from my Italian teacher.
No. Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Because one of my best friends, her father is Hungarian. And I mean, like straight out of Budapest, homie.
She said they'll send a kid 12, 13 years old to go to the store to buy the wine because they need it more. It's like getting water or a 12-pack of Sprite to them.
Yeah, I mean, it averages based on what country you're in. It's usually around 13 or 14. But there are some countries where, like, there's no drinking age. Like, as soon as you can reach the counter, they give you, so if you big for your age, you know what I'm saying?
You know what? So what country is that? Because I started reaching the counter at 4.
I want to say it's Germany.
I knew them Germans was up to
Don't
something.
quote me on that.
He said,
I like Germans now.
no, let's keep it real. See, my family from the country. Whenever Papa, before he would come around that corner, we about 8, 9. Papa, let me get a sip of your beer, and Papa would let us.
Yeah, nah, for real. Yeah, that's real.
And my grandma would be in the background. Don't be giving them kids no beer. You know, so I mean, if you from the country,
a little sippy sip, they're gonna run around, and then by 8:30, they're gonna sleep through the night, and they're gonna be ready for school the next day.
Shoot, the
most like we might be about to say the same thing. Most grandparents, when it comes to them teething babies, what do?
Yeah, give them a little.
Like a little whiskey on them gums.
Speaking of whiskey, I drink that Uncle Nearest 18.5. That's
true.
Uncle Nearest.
Uncle Nearest is lit. It's hard to find too. You gotta.
I haven't found it yet, so I ain't tried it.
Well, it's only certain liquor stores. You got to have a special license to carry it because it's considered like really premium. You know, like a premium.
I've seen some. They had like a little store.
Brand.
I seen about a few years ago. I'm like, oh, I ain't buying it because I ain't want it. But at the time, like, yo, I tell people about it all the time. But I never heard of this before. Like, yeah, you need to try it. You need to get it. Like now,
I think you might have sent me one, June. But I need to find me a black-owned Irish whiskey because I love my Irish whiskey.
You drink Tullamore Dew?
I drink Jameson, but I want to find a black-owned.
I don't think they have a.
It's funny because Jameson sounds like it's black, but it's not.
I mean, they probably got the recipe from.
I'm pretty sure they did.
That's what Jack Daniels did.
You right.
I mean, if you've ever been to, you spoke of going to museums. If you're ever in Texas, you got to go to the Dr. Pepper Museum. And when you look, you got to read in between the lines. Like there's a section that talks about the creator of Dr. Pepper, how only he and one other person knew the recipe, and that one other person was a black slave.
Oh wow!
So that lets you know where he got the recipe from.
Yeah.
So Dr. Pepper, that's why we love it so much here in Texas. I would die on the hill.
Period, love it. Like we love it up here too, girl.
I would die on the hill.
But hold on. Time out. She said they love Dr. Pepper. But have you ever had a Dr. Pepper shake?
Now that or a malt would be good. Like a float.
We got one
here. We have it here in Texas.
We got it's
Whataburger.
Whataburger. You might have heard of it.
Oh yeah, we got Whataburgers are very rare. They got them more. We got them more in like Southern Maryland, you know, because Maryland is like it's technically below the Mason-Dixon line, but we're like right there. So like we're the South, but we be playing sometimes. So when you go to like Southern Maryland, that's where you get like the Church's chickens and the Roy Rogers and stuff like that. But outside of that, you know, I haven't had Whataburger in God knows how long.
I'm gonna tell you like they always say, it's better.
But you know what though? It might not be the same Whataburger.
Do you think so? It might not be the same one?
It's not.
No, because there's a Whataburger that was in Virginia, and there was a Whataburger that was here in Texas, and they are not the same Whataburger.
The same? Okay.
Same name, different company.
Is the packaging orange and white?
No,
I'm asking her. The one she went to, is the packaging orange and white?
I remember it being something like either orange or red and yellow or something like that.
Oh, so they didn't ran it out.
But I don't really remember. I can't tell you, honestly. I have to look at it.
Keeping it cool.
Now you got me wanting to Google it.
So what?
There was a chain in Virginia, and they actually had a lawsuit against the chain here in Texas. And the Texas lawsuit was like, yeah, we got the same name, but you stay over there, we're going to stay over here. And and we do us.
So this is the one, it's an orange one, and the logo almost looks like a Wonder Woman, like the Wonder Woman symbol.
Okay, so that's the right one. That's the right one.
So the closest one to me is in Virginia. They're like, I don't know how far away they are, child. Probably like an hour drive. Yeah, they're closer to Richmond. So an hour and a half south of here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, like I said, like, what anime are you currently watching right now?
Well, Demon Slayer is like my number one favorite that I watch right now. I've also seen Hell's Paradise.
I got
During
a
the
chance
Go
to
ahead.
interview the girl main character. I
Mm-hmm.
got a chance to interview her voice actress.
Ooh, that's what's
Actually,
up.
you know what? I'll make it a point to edit the video because I haven't done it yet and post it this week so you can check.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, no, I think that's a good show. Um, Over the pandemic, I finally watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which I really enjoyed. Hence why I cosplayed Olivia Armstrong.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, I loved it. I was this close to doing the housewife first because I just love her. I
Oh
just
yeah.
love her.
Oh, she
Oh
was.
my god, she's so cold, Joe. She's
She
so
really
cold. Yeah, I might
did.
have to do her now that my hair is longer. I might just go ahead
You
and
should.
knock that one out. Yeah,
You
yeah,
should.
yeah. So what other anime? I haven't gotten into it yet, but I hear Ninja Kamui is lit. I need to watch
Oh,
that.
oh, it's lit.
Is it?
It's
Okay.
lit.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's it's really, really. It surprised me. I'm not gonna lie, but it's really,
Okay.
really good.
Yeah. And
Solo Leveling
honestly,
is good too.
mm, what was the other one you said?
Solo Leveling.
Solo Leveling. All right, let me write that one down. Shoot.
Let me write that down real quick.
Solo Leveling.
This sucks.
Yeah, over the pandemic, I watched a lot. I watched Food Wars.
That's a wild ride.
It is. Oh my god. I I was like, why? My homegirl. I was like, why did you introduce me to this show?
That's
Huh?
that's how I felt about when I saw Jiu-Jitsu
Okay.
first time. Messed me up.
Oh yeah. Jiu-Jitsu.
He hasn't made it to season 2 yet, so don't spoil it for him.
I mean, you know me.
Yeah.
By the time I get to season 2, it'll be season 3. I've been like, I didn't forget about it.
No, they're not doing season 3 till 2025.
Yeah, and I haven't gotten as heavily into it probably yet, so I won't spoil nothing for you.
Because I started Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I tapped out at the old look. I think it's dog. I'm like, God damn. They made it say it's gonna be worse than what it was. I'm thinking it's gonna be something worse. I'm like,
it's such a good show.
Like,
it
the
is.
first episode was good. I liked it, but when I got to that episode, I'm like, I didn't. They said, yo, episode 4 gonna mess you up. I'm like, then like,
because it's messed up.
It is.
It is.
I'm just saying when I saw him, like, oh, then it down like, oh snap, this dude is. Then old buddy came in and popped both everybody top like, oh, like, yeah, you ain't gonna make it, shout. You can't come back. But
yeah,
it's
pretty brutal. It's parts of it that are pretty brutal.
I have a question.
Yes.
If someone was just starting out, they've never watched anime a day in their life, which anime would you recommend? Like the 3 that you would recommend.
So my first question, I would ask them a follow-up question if like what they were into. Like, are they? I mean, all the ones that I would recommend are action on some level, but are they like full-on action people? You know what I'm saying? Or do they want drama and storytelling?
Let's do it by age range. If it was a teenager and all they want is action, what would you recommend?
If it was a teenager, probably Dragon Ball or Sailor Moon, honestly. Depending on what they were more into.
Read the comment. You got a fan right here.
Oh, what's up? Speak Geek. I ain't seen you in a month of Sundays.
Not a month.
Wow, that was the most country thing I heard.
That was. I ain't seen you about a month. You sure you from DC?
That's some Texas talk.
See, and then listen, don't even get me started because my homie CJ Black with No Chaser, he already say I'm country. And that fool from Mississippi, I'm like, no, I can't have it.
I love sayings though. Sayings be the shit.
I do. Cause my favorite I got from my dad. Whenever he full, he be like, I'm fuller than an Alabama tick on a coon dog, and that's been my favorite saying ever since.
Wow, yeah, that's deep.
What?
I never heard
Alabama tick on a coon dog.
On a coon dog.
On a coon dog.
I don't even know what that.
You got to be country to know what a coon dog is. You got to be country. Yeah.
So I find myself saying it. I'd be like, "Woo, I'm fuller than an Alabama tick on a coon dog." People be like, "What?" Never mind.
That's like a whole thing
Sweet tea,
here.
okay? I need to get sweet tea now, man. Niggas, I can't stand you, bro.
That's like a whole thing here out in like some parts, and you could actually read this, not necessarily the coon dog part, but in at the museum that talks about like prominent Black communities, and quite a few of them were in this area, like Upper Marlboro, near Gaithersburg, stuff like that. And I used to date a guy whose family was like up from around that way in Gaithersburg and stuff. And they used to literally hunt coon dogs. Like, and I was like, what the fuck is a coon dog? And stuff. Like, that's how I learned what a coon dog is. So I'm like, yeah, Maryland is like low key country.
I see.
I'm seeing.
Yeah. I'm seeing.
It is.
All I thought about was the ghetto British accent, you know, the to, the do.
That's Baltimore though. See, like Maryland, quiet as kept. It's not like Texas or Georgia big, but it's big. You know what I'm saying? And it covers we have all the different forms of landscape except for like the Arctic. So we got mountains, we got beaches and everything, swamp and everything in between. So like you have Baltimore is where you get the to and the do, like northern Maryland as you get, and that's like closer to Philly. Once you get to Baltimore, you're like a little more than an hour outside of Philly, maybe an hour and a half. Whereas when you get to like southern Maryland, closer to DC, once you get past DC and you're like closer to Virginia, Chesapeake area and all that, that's where it's like, you know, country. And even parts of central Maryland. Maryland's just a lot more developed now because you have DC and the surrounding, in Baltimore and the surrounding area. And DC and Maryland are only an hour apart. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but it's weird because even though we're only an hour apart, there's a lot of similarity between our cultures, but then there are a lot of stark differences as well. I think the one thing that probably brings us together is probably the seafood. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they got club music. We got go-go down here. So it's like, that's how you can tell the vibe is a little bit different because Baltimore, they got club music like they do in Philly and Jersey or whatever, where down here we got go-go, which is also really popular in like North Carolina and you know, other parts of the South. So yeah. And shout out to the theme song too, yo. I've heard it before.
That's why we said
yeah,
you like it.
Yeah, no, I love it. I had heard it before. I didn't realize you were the artist behind it.
Oh yeah, baby, you know it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all gotta have me HBCU because I could turn.
Nah, for sure. Especially with the go-go sound, you already know. Like
I'm with it. Just tell me what the paperwork I gotta sign. I'll be there tomorrow.
I got you. We'll draft up. We'll freshen up the contract for you. I'll have one just for you with your name on it.
Yes, ma'am.
Geek said, "Hey CC, when HBCU comes back, do I still have the same table spot? I had a working outlet right next to the AC and coffee station, peak spot."
Oh, that's what you want? That's very specific, but I promise you, I will do my absolute best to get you next to the coffee machine and the HCs and the AC vent. So
my last question. Speaking of food, you said seafood. Is mambo sauce really that good? Because I know.
Yes, absolutely. Especially when it's made right. You know what I'm saying? When it's made right, it's got a little kick to it. So yeah.
I don't know. I seen, you know, a food reviewer. What's his name? Mr. Chime Time said it's overrated. So
Mr. Chime Time.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never had mambo, so I need to know the hubbubs.
Did he go to like a random restaurant?
Wasn't the same as mine.
He went to a few random restaurants and he said it was overrated.
I don't know.
Where's he from? Say they go to Philadelphia to get a cheesesteak from Geno's. And where they got to get a cheesesteak from the
North Carolina, I think.
They don't know nothing about no food.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, y'all could probably go online right now and get you some Capital City Mumbo sauce. I feel like that's the best bang for your buck. Get the spicy one though. Get the spicy one, not the regular one.
Someone said, didn't know Pusha T was a host on this podcast in the top left corner.
What up, Mike Fallon? Yeah.
Pusha T, wow.
Oh, that's Mike.
Okay, Mike.
Kid looked like he in the middle of like an Outcast video, or you about to
big boy.
I would love to go to an Outcast. Man, look here. I should have been in an Outcast video as a teenager.
Yeah, or like you're in like a sitcom or something, and you're just
you might have been if you were a Beyonce fan, but I'm just saying.
Nope. Nope. Excuse me. I'm allergic to bees.
Wow.
Hey,
is so deep.
look, it's like a running thing. I give him
No, we're
hell
not doing
because
this today.
he had. And make a long story short, he had a run in with Beyonce when she was 18 in Houston, and
You met her?
Austin.
and in Austin. I'm sorry, and I guess she acted a little snooty, and he been
Oh my God.
he been disliking ever since. But I'm like, she was 18. How you gonna hold that against her?
I was
20
12,
years?
so I don't give a damn.
You got a vendetta against her from when you was. I'm screaming.
Let him have it. Let him have it.
Actually, no, I was 10. I'm sorry. I was 10.
And you were like, I was a kid.
And it wasn't even for me. It was for my little sister. So that made it worse.
Oh, what you was trying to get her to sign something for your sister?
Yeah, I was trying to get an
Walk me
autograph
through
for my
this.
sister.
Walk
And she
me
was
through
like,
what happened.
nah, he probably going to go sell it. He don't really want my autograph. He don't really have a sister. And so
Oh, wow.
Michelle and Kelly signed. You feel me? And so as I was leaving,
he's a Michelle and Kelly fan. He's just not a Beyonce fan.
Yeah,
I can just tell that he's like so salty about this, yo.
But no, because when I was leaving the mall, they see me leaving with my sister, and then that's when she was like, "Oh, I'll give you an autograph." I'm like, "Fuck you."
I mean, I would have still took it just for the sake of your sister, but you could have still been like, "Fuck you" after that. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you, Nick. I feel you on that, bro.
But not with her saying you was going to sell it, though. Oh Lord, maybe she's had that. I guess she had that happen before. What's
wow,
Mike.
You know what? We not. We are not getting. We are not having the Beehive come out.
Mike, I completely agree with you.
Seems like she's doing just fine.
Y'all see that move?
You know what? She got her bad karma because she ended up being friends with Diddy.
Did y'all see that the TV show called Swarm, and it was loosely based on Beyonce's fan base?
No.
Basically, anytime the character's name was Nyjah, that was the artist's name. Anytime someone talked bad about Nyjah, the main character of the show would flip out and unalive them.
No.
Hey, I'm keeping my camera off.
Mm-hmm.
Views and opinion. All the Beyonce talk is.
I'm just saying, I am a beehiver. Keep that in mind.
That is cool for you. Beyonce got her karma when she ended up being friends with Diddy.
No,
wow. Leave that.
I'm ignoring him right now. Swarm is a wild ride, and you should watch it. I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
The first episode has Chloe getting her cheeks clapped by Desmond Idris or whatever his name is.
His name is Damn Son.
Damson, yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
That's the first episode.
Also known as Lori Harvey's most previous ex.
It's loosely based on Beyonce and her fan base.
Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if she actually had a killer out there for real. Like on some real Beyonce killer probably found Becky with the good hair and made her disappear.
I'm saying, Beyonce, not Beyonce, but it's written and directed by what's his name, Donald Glover.
Oh, his crazy ass.
Oh wow, that tracks. That tracks.
Crystal, send us home.
Yep.
Before I send us home, let the people know where they can find you and your convention for updates on future events.
Well, first, and before I say that, let me just say once again how much I appreciate y'all having me on the show. I've been on I've hosted podcasts, and all that jazz, and I just appreciate what y'all do and know that you could have had anybody in the world on this show, and you chose to have me. So thank you so much for for being adamant and for like just holding me up in community. I really appreciate that.
We appreciate you coming through.
Man.
This was great.
Anytime.
This was a great.
Don't do it. Shut up. I know you're about to go. Stop it, kid.
No. I'm just saying this was a great mental episode for me.
Period.
And I will explain why after we cut. But this was a great mental episode for me.
I know that's right. But yeah, you can follow. Please make sure you follow HBCUCon on all platforms. That's HBCUCON. We're on pretty much everything. Also, we have a link tree And you can follow me, CC the Geek, on pretty much all platforms except for maybe Twitter. I think it's still CC the Geek, and then TikTok is CC. Well, I have 2 TikToks, CC the Geek and CC the Geek 2. But yeah, man, appreciate y'all.
That's what that was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they do be hating. They definitely do be hating. For sure.
We do appreciate you coming through. Any y'all got anything coming up, fellas? Any?
I mean, I'm gonna have some stuff coming out. I got to send something off. I got
stream that on Blerd on all platforms, Spotify. Also stream other June's 88 music on Spotify, Apple Music.
Yeah, catch me at your local con.
Yeah, because America, we ain't doing too hot. Switzerland over there banging June heavy. We got to catch up.
Finland. I mean, he didn't even made it to Japan with his streams. America.
I'm just trying to be a successful Black brother in these community streets. You know what I'm saying? Media streets. You know. So, but like I say,
we always appreciate you, Mike.
Love you, Mike.
For real.
Like always, thank y'all for tuning in. I'm your host, June's 88, Crystal Bay and Homie Kid Family. Thank y'all for tuning in. We will see y'all next.